Sup people, Morgan here and welcome to the channel. So basically what I'm going to be explaining to you guys in this video is I'm going to be telling you guys the best strategy to trade the Nasdaq or the NAS 100 as some people may call it, right? Me personally, I've been using this strategy, and if you are here, it's basically because you found me on my Telegram channel or maybe you just found me here on YouTube. So overall in the whole video, I'm just going to be telling you guys the details about how I trade, the way I do trade on Nasdaq and the way I do look at the market. I hope you guys enjoy and see you guys in the next one. The strategy is called ICC, which stands for indication, correction, and then continuation, right? For me personally, it is the best strategy to trade the Nasdaq because that's what I trade mostly. So it's the best strategy to trade the Nasdaq, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I approach the market using this strategy, right? So what this strategy basically means is let me just write it down here. It's indication, correction, and continuation, which is ICC. So you don't trade the indication, you don't trade the correction. What you trade is the continuation, right? Okay, so you don't trade this, you don't trade the indication, you don't trade the correction, because indication is basically price telling you what it can do, showing you what it wants to do, giving you a direction that it wants to take. The correction is price correcting because obviously price don't move in a straight line. It moves uptrends and down, it moves higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs, which indicates for uptrend or downtrend, right? So the price doesn't move in a straight line, so it gives you the indication, which is basically price telling you what it wants to do. Then gives you the correction, which is because price don't move in a straight line, it has to correct before it keeps pushing up, right? And then the continuation is a part of the trading where you want to get in, it's part of the trading where you want to be in the market, right? So I'm going to indicate to you guys this on the charts, right? I'm going to indicate this with the past trades that I've taken in the last few weeks, so that makes more sense, right? I already explained this trade in my last video. I've already explained this part in my last video, so if you haven't watched it, you can go and watch it on my last video on my YouTube. So I'm going to explain the trade that I took today, and then I'm going to go a little bit back to explain for you guys the strategy from the past, right? So here we took a trade on Nasdaq. I'm going to show you guys the trade. I took the trade on the 15 minutes time frame actually, because that made sense more to me, right? So I had this area marked out, right? I had this area marked out, and I had this high here marked out as well, because price already gave a string high, right? And I was waiting for market to come above here to see what the market is going to do after that. But before that, price was somewhere around here. I marked out this high, knowing fully well that what this break here basically says to me is that, okay, this for me is indication, because it basically tells me that, hey, above this area I can go higher, right? And then price, this is correction, right? But the correction didn't come as deep as I would have liked, so I didn't take it here. But this is basically the correction of the market, which I told you, you don't trade the indication, you don't trade the correction, you trade what? The continuation. So this was the indication, this was the correction, and then this should have been the continuation, which I didn't take. Instead, this is where I took the trade, because the reason why I didn't take this correction at first was because we weren't in session yet, right? If you check the time, it happened, it was roughly around 9 p.m. Nigerian time, so it's not something that I don't trade at that time of the day. So that's almost New York close, so I don't trade at that time. I only trade during New York open, right? When New York opened, price was somewhere around here when the market opened, right? So I knew that this says the same story. This says, hey, above here I can go higher. This is also the indication of price telling me, hey, above here I can go higher. Here hey, above here I can go higher, right? So this is basically the price giving me an indication of what it wants to do or what it can do, right? So that's why I knew anything above this area I'm looking for buys, because price has the ability to come all the way up here, right? So my new system open here. I waited for this pullback to happen, and once I saw that price is also rejecting this area again, also respecting these lows, I decided to take a buy right here. I took my buy right here to take it up to this high over my TP, right? It was something like this. It was a nice 1 to 2 hour trade, which I sent out to my group. If you want to get these kind of signals and you are not reading my Telegram channel, then I expect you should join my Telegram channel, where I send signals out for free, and you can take the signals with me and make money with me. So this is it for the reason why I took the buys we took on Nasdaq. Price basically tells you what it wants to do before it does what it's supposed to do, because it has told that before. Now, the way that I like to look at the market a lot is the way that I like to explain this a lot is that in trading, there is zones where buyers are in control. There is zones where sellers are in control. Now, what this indication basically means is that, hey, market is telling you, hey, above this area, buyers are in control, at least to this point where you have a swing low, right? So above this, where you have a swing high. So price is basically telling you that, hey, above this area, I can go this high, right? So when price corrects itself and starts pushing back up, you want to be here. You want to take the price all the way up here. Now, the reason why I don't trade, I also do not trade, because I like for the market to come a bit deeper before starting to pull up. And the reason why I like that is because the market is supposed to take liquidity, well, right? Because there's sellers underneath this low, which is to take the sell, and there's buyers with their stop loss underneath these lows, right? So the market always takes liquidity before making the actual move that it's supposed to make. It always comes back to take liquidity. So that's why I also wouldn't have taken this trade if we were in session, or unless I see maybe some other reason in session why I could take it, right? But personally, I like to have my correction come a little bit deeper before starting to pull back up, because that gives me the indication that, okay, price has told me, okay, above here I can go higher. It has corrected, it has triggered the sellers and taken out the buyers, right? So now if price starts to pull back up here, that makes it very clear to me that, okay, hey, this pullback into this area was all a liquidity grab. And after that, you can expect price to start pushing back up, right? So that is how I trade the market. So I like to look at the market in terms of where buyers and sellers are in control of the market. So let me explain that a little bit in detail by going a little bit far back, right? So let's use this as an example, right? So you see this trade here. Let's say you see this trade right here, right? You see this trade right here. And what does this tell you? This tells you that, okay, hey, above this area, I can go higher. This is what this basically tells you, that, hey, above this area, I can go higher. It's telling you that above this area, buyers are in control of the market and they have the ability to push price all the way back up to this high, right? That is what that basically, which is the indication. This is the correction phase corrects, price starts to range around this area, right? As soon as I see price come back up into this area, I'm already in the buys. I took this trade as well. So as soon as I see price back up into this area, I'm already in the buys, because I know that the price has already told me that, hey, above this area, I can go this higher. Below this area, sellers are in control of the market, are back in control of the market. Sellers have some control of the market here. So you can't take a buy here because sellers have some control of the market, right? So I want to take a buy where buyers have control of the market. So that's why whenever price comes back above here, I'm looking for buys to trade into this area, and potentially higher if you want, but overall I'm looking for buyers to trade back above this area. That is how I actually trade the market. So I would like to advise you guys to look at trading more like in the sense of buyers and sellers, and trying to identify where they are in control. For me personally, there is three phases. They have the phase where the buyers are in control, they have the phase where the sellers are in control, and then they have the phase where both buyers and sellers are in control. That is where I like to call a no trade zone, right? I call the place where the buyers and sellers are in control, I call it a no trade zone. Let me show you an example of a no trade zone. So right here that I explained all this already, as you can see here now, buyers are in control above here, right? Sellers are in control below here. Buyers are in control above here. Sellers are in control below here. So this right here, let me take this off. So this right here is what I call a no trade zone on Nasdaq. So currently this right here is what I call a no trade zone on Nasdaq, because both buyers and sellers are in control of the market at this area, and this is the area where you are really not looking to be in the market, because both the buyers and the sellers are in control of the market at this area. So this is what I call a no trade zone. What you really want to trade, clear zones where you know that the buyers are in control, or clear zones where you know that the sellers are in control. Just like here, above here, buyers are in control. You already know that this is clear, right? Same thing here, above here, buyers are in control. Never really happened because price took out these lows. As long as price comes back, respects the swing lows, and then back above here, you should be looking for buys. Another example is the zone where I also took a trade. I took a trade here in this zone. It comes here, rejects the zone twice, and so breaking it, right? And then which indicates to me that hey, below this zone, sellers are in control, because it didn't just break this, it also took out the lows, right? So below this zone, sellers are in control of the market. That's what this is trying to tell me. And then we had a pullback, which is a correction. This is the indication, and then this is the correction. Now once price starts to come back down here, I already know, hey, below this zone, sellers are in control of the market. So, hey, below this zone, sellers are in control of the market to at least this point. That's why I took a sell on this trade here, and I took my profits here, right? So it basically, price moves in swing highs and swing lows, and price tends to tell you what it wants to do before it actually does what it's supposed to do. So I price will tell me what it wants to do, and then I now follow it up by just following what price, by just following the path that price has already shown to me. That is how you want to trade. You don't want to be the one predicting what the price is going to do. No, you want to be the one that just does what price has shown you that it wants to do. You don't want to be the one trying to predict the market or something like that, right? So because if you're willing to risk your money in this thing, you don't want to just be guessing what you think is going to happen. You want to be doing what you be with the majority, and you want to be doing what is going to put you in a predicament to win the trade, right? So I don't guess my trades. I take trades for specific reasons, which I've just shown you guys. Like in the next few videos that I'll be doing, I'll be explaining this more in details more. But this is basically how I trade the market and how I approach the market. Some days I don't see opportunities, but most days I do. And when I do take it, and that's why I always win most of my trades. Alright. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please click the subscribe button, like the video, and stay tuned for more. Alright. Thank you guys. So overall in this video, I hope you guys understood exactly the way I take my trades, the way I look at the market, why I trade the Nasdaq, and the reason that influences my trading journey. Anyways, if you want to have more details on this strategy, join the channel and stay tuned for more videos on YouTube about this. Thank you.